Ubisoft, our favorite gaming company that just can't seem to pull its head out of its, well, anywhere useful. You'd think that a business would be interested in, I don't know, making money, but no, Ubisoft is on a noble quest. A quest for diversity, inclusion, and tanking stock prices. If you had the misfortune of buying their stock back in October 2008 at a whopping $5.57 per share, well, congratulations, you're now the proud owner of a jaw-dropping 54.22% loss, which means it is now sitting at a glorious $2.55. A stock now so weak it is practically begging to be put out of its misery. And just when you think it can't get worse for Ubisoft, it probably already has by the time this video's over. Hell, by the time I release this video. That stock could be so low it's gonna need a telescope to see rock bottom. Some investors are already suggesting Ubisoft just throw in the towel and go private. Because hey, if you're going to watch a plane crash, why not do it privately? Then there's Star Wars Outlaws, because who needs a working game when you can stuff it full of identity politics and game-breaking bugs the size of a Star Destroyer? But wait, hey, it gets better. It really does. We've got Assassin's Creed Shadows on the horizon, set in Japan. Finally, the game that fans have been screaming for. And Ubisoft, in their infinite wisdom, decides, let's give them a black samurai. Now, don't get me wrong, Yasuke could have been cool if he ever existed, but Ubisoft, bless their hearts, served him up as a factual person, someone who actually existed. Never mind that there's about as much historical evidence for Yasuke as there is for Bigfoot winning a Nobel Prize. And when they were called on this fact, the people who pointed this out were called racist, bigots, and whatever istinphobe name you can think of at the moment. Ubisoft then quickly turned around and started saying that it was all only just a story. They never presented him as a factual person. A lie. Because yeah, sure, a black samurai shows up in feudal Japan and no one writes that shit down. Not a single person. Not written on a board, on a scroll. Not a single scroll, right? But why bother with details when you've got the shield of diversity to parade around in front of you? And, of course, and just when you think Ubisoft couldn't be more out of touch, they unveil their grand mentorship program. Or rather to say, their mentorship program is re-unveiled because it is an older program. It's been around for a while. But every time it pops up, you just can't help but wonder why the company is doing so badly. And what is this mentorship program based on? Is it based on your skill level? Your talent? Huh, no. Come on. Don't be silly. It's based on what's in your pants. Or what you think should be in your pants. Merit? Merit, come on. What's that? Equality? Forget that. Forget quality. Forget profit. Forget gamers. Forget the customer. Let's just focus on identity politics. Let's focus on the checklist, shall we? Ubisoft mentorship program. Develop at Ubisoft discriminates against male based on their sex. Well, of course it does, because intersectional feminism has taken over every goddamn thing in the world. So let's dig into this article by John F. Trent, released on the 12th of September, and I'll probably get this out on the 13th, so it'll be a day later than everybody else, but I don't care. That is just hunky-dory fine. It says here, the developer says, at Ubisoft, we want to build the most creative and diverse and inclusive teams. Too bad for everybody else that creative and diverse doesn't mean, I don't know, the diversity of ideas, the diversity of thought, creative diversity. No, it means you white guy, you bad guy. And that's exactly what develop at Ubisoft is all about. It clearly states the program provides mentorship opportunities for women and non-binary individuals. Not just people in general. That's weird. That's odd to me. We want to empower you to learn, grow, and become the very best developer that you can be. Well, that, all except for the whole you have to be a woman or non-binary. If you're non-binary, you could just be a dude that claims he's not a dude. And if you're born with a dick between your legs, you're a dude, but you can claim to be non-binary. Or you can be a dude, a man, a guy, and claim or pretend to be a woman and qualify for this program. This can't be a normal, straight, heterosexual male. The program is open to candidates from the US of A, which would assume that they has to follow US law, which prohibits discrimination based on sex. This is true. Something that Ubisoft is clearly doing. They are discriminating based on sex. And it says here, Ubisoft stock price dropped 7%, facing pressures from investment companies. Yes, we've already gone through that at the beginning of my little rant at the beginning here. But let's see, what do you have to do? Who do you have to be to qualify? What is the eligibility criteria up here? Woohoo. See exactly who you have to be, or who you have to pretend to be to qualify for this program. You must identify as a woman or non-binary individual. You must identify as a woman or non-binary individual. Like I said before, you can be a dude with a pecker between your legs and identify as a woman, and many crazy motherfuckers do that now. 18 years or older, well, okay. Currently attend or have graduated in or after spring 2023, have less than 2 years of professional experience in game design or programming in video games. I could see how that would be a good qualifier. Be legally entitled to work in the country you're applying. Apply to only one location. Submit an individual entries. Team entries will not be considered. The majority of these qualifications I think are just fine. The one that just kind of pulls me in the strange direction of what the fuck is the identity. More identity politics bullshit. YouTuber Dread Roberts. This program is not new and has been around for at least 4 years, given a blog post about previous mentees, mentors, shares. Yes, this has been, like I said at some point during the video, has been going on for a while. It is nothing new. But it does still need to be pointed out. It does still need to be mocked and made fun of. We cannot let these types of things be hidden. We cannot let people or companies get away with discrimination in any way, shape, or form. Whether it's because you're a straight white guy or straight black guy that doesn't adhere to their ideology, because they get it too, or the other way around. If you're a gay person or even an actual trans person, you should not be discriminated against. But I doubt that people will take those words out of this video and they'll take my joke from before out, because that's just how they are. Let's see, ironically, Ubisoft's Senior Vice President of Production Technology, Picard, who sponsors the program, talked about its importance by citing her, or whatever, own story of male and female mentors. I have had great mentors over the years, men and women who helped me grow, shape my professional experience. Mentorship was and still is a rich and humbling journey. Yes, it is. It should always be done correctly. It allowed me to take a step back, challenge myself, seek new perspectives, and build my network. And I believe it is an enriching for the mentor as it is the mentee. But why am I so enthusiastic about the potential of Ubisoft's development to empower women and non-binary individuals who are in the early stages of their professional career in our industry, a space where we are still underrepresented. Well, people with talent rise to the top. People without talent don't. Maybe you just don't have the talent. What else do we have here? Sika, the company's chief diversity and inclusion, accessibility, and social impact officer. Wow, that's a mouthful of made up bullshit, isn't it? Says we have several exciting key projects that are about to launch. The first is our first ever global self-identification program. Oh God, what the hell? Where we will invite team members to share additional information voluntarily. Sure. Voluntarily. Yeah, I believe that in a heartbeat. And confidentially. Yes, because nothing that goes through an HR program is ever, or any type of HR program, which this would be, has ever leaked out to the bosses or to other employees or anything like that. A little secret. All that shit gets out to everybody all the time. Nothing you say to any type of HR anything, which, like I said, this diversion, inclusion, accessibility, and social impact officer bullshit would be. It's an HR style program. All that shit gets out to everybody. It doesn't matter what they tell you. Do not answer those types of questions. Matter of fact, don't answer any HR type of questions without a fucking everything written down. I mean, where was I? I'm ranting. We will invite team members to share additional information voluntarily and confidentially about their identity, such as gender identity, race, ethnicity, or disability. This information will help us to understand the experience of each person from a much more inclusive lens and allow us to take actions that truly support our colleagues. What I read from that is, these steps we're taking will allow us to know if you're on our side. It will allow us to know if you are following the programming. Because if you're not, we'll get rid of you, and this is just the easiest way for us to identify who you are. She continued, we know we have room for growth when it comes to the representation of racial, ethnic, and cultural diversity, both within Ubisoft and the gaming industry at large. With this in mind, we created a multi-year strategy called Project Rise to ensure that Ubisoft better reflects the diversity of our players. Well, that's strange because Ubisoft reflected the diversity of your players before all of this happened, before all the identity politics, before all the intersectional feminism bullshit happened. Remember when you were just focused on making good games? When the players were, I don't know, willing to accept the fact that, yes, you had a lot of bugs in games and a lot of repeat gameplay, to be honest, but for the most part, Ubisoft games were fun. They weren't filled with bullshit. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a dude playing a cartoon character on a YouTube video. So what in the world would I know about anything? Don't listen to me. Don't listen to the guy just giving his opinion. Alright, well, it appears the rest of the article just goes over things I have already gone over at the beginning of the video. So, as usual, do me that giant favor, hitting those like, subscribe buttons. They are helpful. They are nice. And they make me feel all wiggly inside, or whatever it is you could say. And as always, as always, you, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a great, excellent, and wonderful day. Bye bye.